Hello, this is Andy Kelly from CVG, and I'm here showing you Dragon's Dogma, which is the new RPG from Capcom. Sort of came out of nowhere, this. Early previews of it made it look pretty generic, but now that I've had some time to play it, and other journalists in the office have been playing it as well, and there's a genuine buzz about it. People are genuinely excited about it. I guess what the simplest way of describing what it is it's part Dark Souls and part Skyrim, and that's quite a lazy, simplistic comparison, but it gives you an idea. So the Dark Souls comparison is it's nowhere near as hard or as sort of beautifully precise in its design, but it has that same sort of physical combat, the same sense of danger. The world is genuinely dangerous. If you veer off into territory where you're not high level enough to handle, you will die in a really merciless way. And also the fact that it has that kind of slight sense of humour, slight insanity that comes from a Japanese developed game. The Skyrim comparison is a bit more obvious in the fact that it's just a big open world. So whereas Dark Souls had its fair share of big areas, it was sort of guided and linear. But the biggest new feature, or the most unique feature, is the pawn system. Now you can see that I've got some characters with me in this footage, fighting alongside me, and whereas in most RPGs your party will be made up of NPCs given to you by the game or preset characters, in this, your party you make yourself from either randomly generated characters or characters downloaded off the internet. So say another player has been playing Dragon's Dogma and they've created a pawn, a character for their party. They can then put that online and you can download it, and all the experience they gathered while playing with that other player, they will then pass the knowledge on to you, so they may know the weakness of a boss if another player's defeated it. So it's like a weird type of co-op, indirect co-op play. It's a really smart use of online, as interesting as Dark Souls' message system. That aside, it's a fairly typical RPG. Sort of you make your way across a large world map, moving between towns, dungeons. There's a story to follow. In that sense, there's a lot about it that's fairly typical fantasy stuff. It's not a massively, overwhelmingly beautiful or imaginative looking game. It's fairly standard fantasy fare, but there are moments of really catch you off guard, really beautiful big environments and massive enemies. But the real reason to play this is that it feels like an adventure. It feels like an RPG in the old school sense, where when you venture out, you never know what's going to appear. At night, you're in danger because if you veer into the woods or whatever, you will basically get murdered. So it feels dangerous, which is I think games don't feel these days too much, which makes it feel like an RPG of old. And I think it's it is one of the biggest surprises of the year, and I'm looking forward to reviewing it.